Ready for a different kind of happy hour? What if you could enjoy your night without waking up to a pounding hangover? More and more adults are discovering Rebel Rabbit THC drinks, a refreshing alternative for those looking to skip the next morning regret that often comes with alcohol. So leave the headaches behind and give your liver a break by choosing an alcohol-free option instead. And now there's even more reason to stop by. Visit Inlet Dispensary on the Murrell's Inlet Marsh Walk directly across from the Claw House. And when you purchase any Rebel Rabbit drink, you'll receive a free Microphone Monkeys collector pin while supplies last. And don't miss the brand new Rocket Pop flavor. It's the nostalgic taste of summer with a Rebel Rabbit twist. Whether you're hanging out with friends, relaxing after work, or enjoying the Grand Strand, make the switch and see what everybody's talking about.
Rebel Rabbit THC drinks. Less of what you don't want, more of what you do.
Pull up a chair, lean in close. Got a
Welcome to
question
the 35th episode of Conversations with the Hoff. I'm Steve Hoffman, your host, and with me in the Liberty Crack Media, as always, is our executive producer, Trip Detmering.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, 35 episodes. Yeah, it seems like only yesterday when I was ranting about the evils of Obamacare.
There you go.
Yeah. The topic today is going to be a personal one.
Uh-oh.
As most of my listeners know, I'm a member of the Libertarian Party. Yay.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Moose Lodge. Okay.
Well, that too, yeah. Moose Lodge, yeah. But I joined the Libertarian Party back in 1994.
Wow.
So it's been a little over 30 years. And so 30 years, now there was a break, and that's probably one of the reasons why we have this discussion today. I did take about a 10-year break where I moved over to the Republican Liberty Caucus, which is kind of like the libertarian wing of the Republican Party.
Right.
And I did that because in Cobb County, Georgia, I tried for a long time to get libertarians elected to public office.
Right.
And I just got tired of beating my head against the wall.
Well, just even getting ballot access was difficult. You know.
Oh, yeah, ballot access. We had to get more signatures to get our guy on the ballot than the previous guy who won the election got as far as total votes.
Wow.
That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
So anyway, I went to the Republican Liberty Caucus because they were actually electing liberty-minded people to state offices, to public office. And so I made that little transition for a while, but I was still a member of the Libertarian Party. Luckily in Georgia, you don't have to register by party or anything, so
Yeah.
no problems there. And I even spent a few years very active in my county GOP organization,
Right.
Republican Party, County Republican Party, and they actually they actually elected me as the vice chair of the county party for a couple of years.
So you had a lot of libertarian influence, even with the GOP.
No, I think they just got too much sun or something because I was a radical libertarian even in those days. I never changed my viewpoints, but yet here they elected me as their vice chairman. So they liked me. I don't know. I probably attribute it to my good looks, maybe.
Well, yeah, the women is the eye candy, and so
Yeah, there you go. That helps.
Republican women just started drooling for you. So.
But eventually, the establishment Republican Party did piss me off enough, where I did transition back to the Libertarian Party and got working there again.
Transitioning like Randy O.
Yeah.
This is a pro-trans program. Yeah.
So the question that I had to ask, and I've asked to myself a couple times, is the Libertarian Party still relevant in American politics? Sounds like a simple question, but in 2026, it may be the most complicated question facing the American liberty movement. You know, what role does the Libertarian Party play in the American liberty movement? For half a century, the Libertarian Party has argued that government in America has become too large, too expensive, and too involved in the lives of ordinary citizens. Our basic message has been consistent, and that is more individual freedom and less government control.
Mm-hmm.
More government, less freedom. But here's the problem. We know our ideas are great. They're wonderful. They're important. We know that our policies, if they got put in the legislation, would make America peaceful and prosperous.
Mm-hmm.
We know that.
Right.
We've read all the books that tell us that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if our policies and our messages are so great, why has the Libertarian Party basically failed in the political arena?
I could answer that very simply.
Well, that's what this episode is for.
Oh, okay.
But go ahead. Give me your answer.
The answer is that government right now is all about power and influence. And because we are saying we want to take away the power and reduce the influence, those that want to exercise those will not support it financially or with social media, with mass media or anything else. Self-interest.
Okay, and that's going to be in part of my presentation today.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So, yes, we have run presidential candidates in every presidential election since 1972.
Yep.
And, yes, we do run candidates at the state level and the county and the city level.
Yep.
And we have introduced some ideas that were once considered radical but are now part of the mainstream political discussion.
Yeah.
So we have had some successes, but today, if you look at American politics, it's deeply divided between the Democrats and the Republicans. Voters increasingly seem to think in terms of red versus blue, conservative versus liberal, or Trump versus the Democrats. So where does that leave the Libertarian Party? As my mother used to say, up a creek without a paddle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not even considered on the news. You know, when they have debates and stuff, they leave the Libertarian candidate out.
Well,
we're left
that's
out.
by design. That's by design. As a matter of fact, when they talk about Libertarian candidates, they never say the word Libertarian. They always say third party or independent.
Independent, right.
Yeah.
But maybe, just maybe, the Libertarian Party itself may be responsible for our lack of influence or our lack of success in the political arena. Maybe the problem isn't our philosophy, our ideas. Maybe the problem is politics, like you've inferred already.
Yep.
Today we're going to take a hard look at the Libertarian Party, not as cheerleaders, not as critics, but people asking a very basic question. What would the Libertarian Party have to do to become relevant in the political arena?
Well, let's stop. To me, relevant. What makes a party irrelevant is how many people they have elected to office.
We're going to get into that.
That is not relevance. Yeah.
We're going to get into that.
You got it. Okay.
So, as my theme song says, pull up a chair, lean back, and enjoy this episode of Conversations with the Hoff.
There we go.
And here we go, off and running. Now, we talked about electing people to public office.
No. Why?
Well, I'm going to do that first. Is that really a measure of success? Probably not. If you're going to use that as a measure of success, then the Libertarian Party has utterly failed. Mm-hmm. We have fielded candidates in the presidential elections.
Right.
Everyone since 1972. The first guy was John Hospers. He got less than 0.1% of the vote, but he did establish a landmark in Electoral College history. He's the only Libertarian candidate that actually got a vote in the Electoral College.
Ah,
a little bit of presidential trivia there.
Yeah, well, from what state?
I wish I would have done my research. I'm going to have to go back and have another conversation with my Japanese friend, Mr. Ai.
I'll tell you what, if any of our listeners can sit there and go on their Google bot and find out the answer, put it in the show notes or put it in the give a response to us. We'd love to hear you.
Episode 1 of Microphone Monkeys drops this Thursday, January 15th. If you are into sadism, or just pain in general, tune in on your favorite podcast platform like Spotify or Apple Podcast and more.
Now, our biggest success in the presidential elections came with our buddy Gary Johnson. You know, the guy that didn't know where Aleppo was, you know?
Well, no, he didn't say he didn't know where it was. He said,
didn't know what it was?
What is Aleppo?
Oh, what it was, okay.
Yeah, and the response should have been, it really isn't anything, because it really was not anything that was, you know.
Well, he was the first presidential candidate in 2012 to get 1% of the vote. And at that time, that was the best LP performance ever.
Yeah.
And then he exceeded that in 2016, where we got 3.28% of the vote. And that's the most votes that any Libertarian candidate for president has ever got.
Yeah.
3.28%. Then after that, 2020 and 2024, it kind of went downhill after that.
We ran
Joe Jorgensen and Chase Oliver, which was a complete disaster. But, a lot of internal friction within the Libertarian Party. Even a lot of Libertarians didn't vote for Chase Oliver. They just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay, so we haven't had that much success in the presidential elections. What about electing Libertarians to Congress, to the Senate or the House? Well, I'm sorry, but the Libertarian Party has never, ever elected a member of their party to the U.S. Congress.
Under our flag.
Under our flag. Now, there has been a Libertarian that served in Congress.
Yeah.
And you probably know who he is.
Oh, yeah.
Justin Amash.
Yeah.
But Justin Amash from Michigan was elected as a Republican to Congress.
Well, let's be real transparent. We have people who are members of the Libertarian Party currently who are serving in Congress.
Okay, enlighten me.
Okay, Rand Paul still has his Libertarian Party affiliation.
Well, that's great.
And so does
Thomas Massey.
Thomas Massey, yeah. And it's the whole thing is that they can't sit there and drum up. But I think both of them have lifetime memberships.
Cards?
If I'm mistaken, correct us and let us know. But
it could probably be the Republican Liberty Caucus, and I know that Thomas Massey used to come to our Republican Liberty Caucus conventions. I even got a picture of him on a big.
Yeah. But you know
poster.
that's I think that probably wrangles some of the LP Party insiders, knowing that there are Libertarians are flying under a different flag that have been quietly doing this, but they cannot publicly come out and say this, because then the flag party will oust them.
Yeah, we do have friends in the Republican Party. We also have a lot of friends in the Democrat Party.
Not just friends,
and
actual
I'm
members.
I'm gonna get into that a little bit later on about suggestions on how we can improve our role in American politics today.
Yep.
Okay, so as far as the U.S. Congress, U.S. President, we haven't had much success. So what about the state houses? Mm-hmm. Yes, we have had some success in getting Libertarians in the state houses.
Yeah, across the country.
To date, there have been 22 total Libertarians who have served in various state houses. Mm-hmm. Now, the bad news is that only 10 of those actually got elected as members of the Libertarian Party. Mm-hmm. The others were elected as either Republicans or Democrats, and then once they got in office, and they switched to Libertarian.
And there are two of them, too, I think were independents, but yeah, and that was because of ballot access.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, if you look at electing Libertarians to public office as a measure of success, mm-hmm. you'd have to say, well, what's going on here? What's going on? Why can't the Libertarian Party be like other political parties and elect people to public office? Matter of fact, in the last presidential election, the Green Party actually got more votes than the Libertarian Party did.
Well, and that's not because of what the parties did internally. It's because specifically the Democrats and Republicans and all their ancillary supporters have targeted specifically the Libertarian Party to not mention them, to keep them in the back burner, and everything else. They'll talk about the Green Party. They'll talk about it by name. They'll talk about the Freedom Party by name. They'll talk about all these other parties by name. But when it comes to the Libertarian Party, it's just the third party or the independent.
In an era of $40 trillion national debt, we are definitely a threat to their modus operandi.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so local Libertarian Party meetings are different from local Republican or Democrat Party meetings for one reason. The basis for libertarianism is political and economic philosophy, not power-based political science.
Amen.
And you said that at the beginning.
Yeah. Amen.
So see, we're on the same wavelength. Ooh, cool. Huh? Yeah. So what exactly does that mean? If you're a libertarian, you probably went to libertarian meetings because you read one of the books by some of these individuals, by John Locke, David Hume, Adam Smith, Frederick Bastiat, John Stuart Mill, Herbert Spencer, Ludwig von Mises, the Mises Caucus, Frederick Hayek, Ayn Rand, Murray Rothbard, Milton Friedman, or Robert Nozick,
or even Thomas Sowell.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them out there. And so you probably went to these libertarian meetings because you read the latest book and you wanted to discuss that book with a bunch of like-minded people.
Yeah.
And the place that you could do that is a Libertarian Party meeting.
Yeah.
We loved philosophy. We loved talking about that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
even those misguided people like Randy O who think Hume is an above-average philosopher, which he's not. Take that, Randy.
Well, the thing is that while it's great that we're really into philosophy, we know all of the quotes from Bastiat. We've read the Anatomy of a State by Murray Rothbard. We know that government is evil. That's great to have that philosophical outlook, and it definitely frames our message.
Yeah.
It frames what we stand for. But it's philosophy. What we lack is education in political science. So a lot of libertarians, we put ideas over strategy. And because of that, we've struggled to build durable coalitions.
Yay. Good.
We've struggled to compromise
Good.
to win elections.
Good.
Libertarians don't compromise.
Good.
I'm not going to compromise my core beliefs for this or that.
Yeah.
And we've struggled to maintain consistent messaging.
Yay. Yeah.
Remember, we have different factions within the Libertarian Party.
Yeah.
And these factions, we have a convention every 2 years, and one faction will take over, then another faction will take over, and they don't have the same messaging. You know, they come from a different philosophical standpoint.
Yeah. But we do have, and you'll probably come across this, which is unique to any other parties. We have NOTA, NOTA.
NOTA, yeah, none of the above.
Yeah. So when we have elections and we don't care for the candidates, we will vote to have no one.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I was talking about the last presidential election. That particular candidate, the number two on that won that election was NOTA.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how many people did not want him as a candidate.
Right.
So, but I digress. But we also have difficulty.
And Chase, I still love you, but yeah, and I want you on the show. So, but yeah.
Yeah, we have difficulty developing professional campaign infrastructure. Spent a lot of time on philosophy.
Yep.
But very little time on campaign methodologies.
Right.
And that explains why the Libertarian Party has had minimal electoral success. despite having a rich intellectual tradition. Again, we're idea-driven, not power-driven. Our party grew from intellectual circles, not mass political organizing. Mm-hmm. Our culture emphasizes debate, philosophy, and ideological purity. Scholars have described our party as more of a movement of thinkers than a traditional political party.
And they're correct. Yep.
Now, that doesn't mean that the Libertarian Party can't be successful.
No.
So contrast this to my days working within the Republican Party. When I went to Republican Party meetings, our meetings were about how to win elections,
Yeah.
how to organize voting precincts, not just counties, how to use campaign tools like voter gravity, I-365, how to raise funds. We learned about what are the local issues facing the public, what do they care about.
I mean, a lot of people can look at these as tools and strategies. All it is how can we cheat? And the Democrats are doing the same thing.
Right. They give the voter what they want. They're buying,
deceive
they're buying
the voter.
Votes.
Deceive the voter.
Yeah. There's no discussion about philosophy.
No.
There's no discussions about our founding fathers and the Constitution and all that stuff. They're there to do one thing and one thing only, to win elections and maintain power.
Lie through their teeth to do it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
So their meetings are down and dirty politics as opposed to, philosophy or economic discussions.
Yeah.
Therein lies the rub. And that segues to my next segment of what do we need to do to improve our effectiveness.
Well, one is not act like those other parties. Don't talk about strategies for getting people elected. Don't be an idiot. Don't fall into that problem.
So I got into my, I talked to my Japanese buddy, Mr. Ai, and he came up with 10 suggestions on how the Libertarian Party could be more effective. And it's based on political science, it's based on electoral history, and OD, organizational behavior. And it all suggests how a minor party can break through the barriers and actually become relevant in the political arena again. Mm-hmm. Number one, professionalize the party organization. Have full-time professional staff. I can see I'm pissing off most of my libertarian friends, but now I'm pissing off my own executive director.
I'm looking at dollar signs,
Right.
thrown down,
and that's
little
part of the
fiefdoms, and
that's part of why you have to have a professional staff. Yeah, and we have to have centralized strategic planning.
Centralized planning. That sounds very socialist.
As far as strategic planning for the party.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You have to have candidate recruitment pipelines.
Yeah.
How many times have we tried to field a candidate here in our county, and we haven't found anybody that wants to run for public office?
Yeah, well, I mean,
you don't have that problem in the local GOP party. They have all kind of people
Steve,
who want to run.
Are you going to be running?
No, I'll never.
There, now you figured it out. Yeah.
Okay, another weakness we have is data operations.
Yeah.
We've got a really good candidate down in the Charleston area.
Yeah.
Fantastic candidate. Got all kind of money and stuff.
Yeah.
But when he goes to the state party or the national party and tries to get a voter list or a walk list or something, he can't. It's not there.
Well, even what is given to him, and I can say this from firsthand knowledge now, is garbage.
Yeah, it is.
Because the list is never been maintained. And here's I'm going to go on a little bit of a side diatribe here, that what you're saying is the ineffectiveness of the political party. We are bloated with falsities. We think we're a party that's so big. Well, guess what? If you went through that list, you'll find out a big percentage have dropped out,
right.
Or has passed on or moved out or something like that. We're not as big as the numbers say.
Right.
And so It's like when somebody has a Facebook page and they say, "Oh, I've got 2,000 followers." No, you have 35 followers, but you have 2,000 people who hit the follow button but never followed you after that.
When I joined the Republican Party, where am I? What day is it? The Libertarian Party.
Yeah.
And we had 18,000 paid Libertarian Party members.
Yeah.
Over 20 years later, I looked at the numbers. 18,000 paid Libertarian Party members.
We didn't reduce it?
No. It stayed level.
What are, we are really, that's sad. I want to see it down to 12.
Well, let's the last item on having a professionalize the party is having a fundraising infrastructure.
Yeah.
Our party, we always suffer from lack of funds.
Right.
Our budgets are just skimpy, and our candidates really can't rely too much on the state party or even the national party to help them finance their campaigns.
Oh, yeah.
They better be rich people, rich.
Have some deep pockets.
Yeah. Okay, number 2. We should be focusing, rather than having a presidential candidate every year, we should be focusing on winnable local races first.
Absolutely.
We've stressed that before.
Yes.
We've talked a lot about that.
I like that too. That keeps it keeps the national LP out of it, and it gets the activism that is really the heart of the movement to be really involved.
Yeah. You build from the bottom up.
Yeah.
A focus on city council elections, county commissions, school boards, sheriff's office, clerks, and even state legislative seats. This way we build credibility, and we might even get some repeat incumbency there, and get our name would become more common with the common man, be out there.
But let's also acknowledge something else. A majority of local seats do not have party affiliations attached to them at the elections.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, when you study the Green Party in Germany, that's how they succeeded. They started small at the local level and eventually grew, and now they're an actual political force in Germany.
Well, as of maybe 2 years ago, they're not anymore. They got absolutely decimated. They're almost a non-existent
policies,
now.
Green policies always lead to failure.
Yeah.
Socialism always leads to failure.
Yeah.
But it takes a while for people to realize that.
Oh, yeah.
You have to hit rock bottom when you go socialism to say, whoops, that didn't work. We got to try something different.
The ADF came around and whomp, they're gone.
Yep, there you go. So one of the other recommendations, and here you're going to probably laugh at this, we have to reduce internal factionalism. And I even had an episode about this.
Yeah.
You're not a real libertarian where I talked about all the different types of libertarians, all the different caucuses, all trying to get power within the Libertarian Party.
Well, I think I have a solution to that, Steve. What are you laughing for? Come on.
I'm listening.
Okay. Just like we have you have to swear on for the non-aggression principle to become a libertarian. I think you should also have to swear on to only support free market capitalism and no socialism.
What are you going to do about the lib socks in the party?
Well, they're gone then if you have that as part of your joining the party. Yeah, and that would get rid of 99% of the factionalism that you're talking about.
I totally agree with you.
So everybody, he acknowledges I have the solution to our problem.
Well, we need to elect you to the Libertarian National Committee, it sounds like.
Well, there you go.
So anyway, this internal conflict drains energy, confuses messaging, and alienates voters.
Yeah.
So why can't we all just get together? Why can't we all just,
I mean, that would separate us from all the other major parties, too, if we were the free market capitalist party. Because it would definitely separate us from the Republicans, who are not free market capitalists.
Right.
And now with the DSA taking over the Democrat Party, it would really set us apart. Yeah.
Definitely. So the fourth suggestion is to simplify our messaging to the mass audience.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to be, highly intellectual, theoretical, and we use absolutist terms. Most voters respond to concrete benefits, like this policy will reduce your rent. They respond to simple narratives, more freedom, less government waste.
Yeah.
Or clear priority. We're focused on reducing taxes.
Yeah.
We're here to defend your privacy. Or we're here to defend your civil liberties.
Yeah.
So the Libertarian Party needs to shift away from the philosophical language, where we come up with 20 different things that we throw at you at one time.
Yeah.
Based on all these economic and political philosophers of the past, and just stick to small, short messaging.
Yeah.
Also, I think I talked about this a little bit. Number 5, build coalitions instead of standing alone.
Boo.
You don't like that one.
I'm an individualist. Yeah. I'm very uncomfortable with it. But coalitions that are temporary coalitions.
Yeah. And matter of fact, these should be issue-specific coalitions.
Correct. Yeah.
Like, I'm big on hemp and marijuana.
Yeah.
So why not form a temporary coalition with the Democrat Party to help pass legislation that would legalize marijuana or would reduce the barriers for hemp farmers?
I can tell you exactly why. Because the Democrat Party, even though you're espousing their external stuff, have been preventing that. You know who's actually gotten the laws passed for legalization? The Republicans.
Okay, then form a coalition with like-minded Republicans.
Yeah, there you go.
But here again, even though the Republicans do a lot of other stuff that we totally disagree with, there's no reason why we can't form alliances or coalitions on individual specific issues.
Absolutely. I mean, look at Thomas Massey, reaching out to AOC and some of those others to get legislation going.
We should also partner with local interest groups.
Yeah.
Now, here in our county, we've done that a little bit. We've fought some of the rent control and property control laws that they've tried to
CBD control.
CBD control.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the flock cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
So but the thing is, we've done that kind of on our own.
Right.
There's other organizations out there, local community groups that are doing the same thing.
Right.
And we should be going to them and saying, hey, we'd like to align with you. We'd like to put out joint messaging with you, joint resolutions, joint press releases.
And I want to reach out if anybody heard our episode with the Flock group that was headed up by Jennifer. That's exactly what they're doing.
Okay, great. Yeah.
That was part of your podcast. They were telling how they were doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. But we need to do more of it.
Yeah.
The Libertarian Party has historically avoided coalition politics.
Yeah.
But coalition building is how minor parties gain leverage.
Yeah.
One of the major ways that they gain leverage. Also, invest in ballot access and legal infrastructure. Larry Sharp, if you listen to my episode with him, you can see how states really put a lot of barriers out there to prevent third parties from actually getting on the ballot.
Yeah.
And I talked about it when I was in Georgia. We had to get more signatures, ballot access signatures, than the previous guy who won the election got votes.
Yeah.
So we really have to have a lot more ballot access initiatives. We might have to hire some legal advice, get some lawyers in our organization who can fight that legislation. Right now, we got no money. Mafanzalo, how are we going to hire lawyers?
Yeah.
Well, what you do, you find lawyers who are actually libertarians, you get them into the party, and then have them work with the party to help us with ballot access.
Well, the two of them that are very busy. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, we do have 2 lawyers in our organization. Unfortunately, there's a little messaging issue there. Also, we have to develop serious fundraising capability.
Yeah.
I mean, even I listen to the stuff coming out of the Libertarian National Committee and stuff, and they're always having trouble with fundraising. They're always criticizing the previous leadership team for lack of fundraising. We've never had an effective fundraising.
Well, and like we went back to, it's the factionalism. If my side didn't win, then I'm not going to support the current administration, so I'm going to withhold funds. And so it shows that neither side is financially more powerful than the other. Although they both have this delusion like they do have more influence and more power, which is hilarious.
So the factionalism gets in the way of a lot of this.
Oh, yeah.
Now we need to build donor networks. We need to find high net worth supporters. Hello, Elon Musk. Hello out there. He's got a lot of libertarian ideas.
Uh-huh.
And we need to create recurring donor programs.
Mm-hmm.
And have to, one thing about federal law, if you're going to get donors, if you're going to have a lot of financing in your party, you got to have professional compliance and reporting.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to keep up with that, otherwise the fines are massive.
Yeah.
Under various ethics laws.
Yeah.
So along with fundraising, you got to have a good CPA or somebody.
Right.
So money isn't everything, but without it, nothing else works.
So if you'd like to donate to Liberty Crack Media, go to libertycrackmedia.com and hit the donate button.
Number 8 is we have to show that when we do win, we have governance competence. And you get this by winning local offices, delivering viable results.
Yeah.
Look what we did. We helped to lower the property taxes in our county.
Yeah.
Or look what we did. We stopped developers from building on wetlands.
Look what Larry. Look what Gary Johnson did to bring, New Mexico out of the brink of disaster.
Yeah.
And he got rewarded by getting the biggest share of third party or libertarian votes. And you're right. Yeah.
So by showing that we have governance credibility, it's one of the biggest barriers right now to the LP growth.
Yeah.
Because we haven't done that yet. We've got to start winning local elections. We've got to actually show that we can bring results.
Yeah.
Once we start doing that, I think you're going to see more and more people turn to the Libertarian Party.
Absolutely.
And prioritize a few key issues. I talked about this a little bit before, instead of dozens. For instance, our strategy would be to emphasize economic freedom or tax reform. A candidate should go out there and emphasize civil liberties or privacy issues.
Right.
Or non-interventionist foreign policy.
Yep.
That would be a big one today. Look at gas prices because of our intervention in other countries.
Yep.
Or criminal justice reform.
Yeah.
That would be a one that we could emphasize. That's a key issue. How many Americans today are sitting behind bars because they sold or distributed a plant product?
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think Americans could relate to that. Okay, so we have to, all in all, we have to shift the debate from being like a debate society to being a political institution. We're not it can't be a literary society.
Yeah.
We have to actually shift our debate to being a political institution.
Yeah.
We need to prioritize winning over debating. We have to value coalition building over purity.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to join them because, I don't want to sacrifice my beliefs or whatever. We need to reward practical organizers as much as theorists. We need to treat elections as operations and not philosophical contests.
Yeah.
Well, we lost this election, but at least we got the message out there. That's nice.
That. No, I do.
A lot of us like that.
Yeah.
But we're not winning elections.
So what?
So we need to start prioritizing winning elections.
Well, the only reason I would want us to have power is so that we could put out one mandate, and that is to make a dissolution of all political parties, make it illegal to have a political party. And that would force then everything to be independence. Everybody has to go on their own thing. I don't like parties. I hate them. I hate collective groups.
I think you've been reading too much Murray Rothbard.
Yeah. But not enough Murray Rothbard. That's the whole thing. No, we do need to see if we can get rid of political parties.
So in closing, at some point, every movement must decide what it truly wants to be. For more than 50 years, the Libertarian Party has carried the torch of individual liberty, free markets, and voluntary cooperation. It has defended liberty that matter, the ideas that challenge power, expand freedom, and remind Americans of the principles that once defined our constitutional republic. But our ideas alone are not enough, not anymore. A political party cannot survive as a philosophical club. It cannot win elections by hosting debates, publishing essays, or arguing over the footnotes of long-dead economists.
Let's debate this further.
A party that spends more time defining purity than building coalitions will never earn the trust of the voters who live in the real world with real problems, demanding real solutions. The Libertarian has the passion, the intellect, and the conviction. But conviction without strategy is just noise. Passion without organization is just energy wasted. And philosophy without power is just a book on a shelf. If the Libertarian Party wants to shape the future, instead of commenting on it, it must evolve. It must become a party that recruits candidates, wins local elections, builds credibility, and proves, not theorizes, that liberty works. It must learn to persuade people who don't already agree. It must learn to compromise without surrendering its soul. It must learn to fight for victories that change lives. The simple truth is, America does not need another literary society. It needs a political force capable of defending freedom where it matters, in city halls, in state legislatures, and eventually in Congress. The Libertarian Party can be that force. It can be the movement that breaks the two-party monopoly, restores constitutional limits, and gives Americans a real alternative, but only if it chooses to stop admiring the philosophy and start adapting it, start making it happen. This is the moment. This is the turning point. The Libertarian Party must decide whether it wants to be remembered as a gathering of thinkers or a generation of leaders. Ideas light the flame. Action will carry it forward. And the time for action has arrived. Okay, so now that I've alienated just about all of my libertarian friends, it might be a good time to cut to our glorious leader and executive producer of Liberty Crack Media, Trip Detmering.
Well, folks, please do give us some comments in our section. Is Steve right that we should abandon being intellectuals and take up being leaders? I don't know what leaders are, but we'll see if that is something that we need to be. Or do you have ideas for yourself? Is it am I one of those libertarians that's the problem with the party and party success, or is there something else? Please let us know. Go to libertycrackmedia.com too, and you can put your ideas there and explore other podcasts and other interesting things we have. We've got 2 new ones that have come up just recently. One's a sports podcast with Mafia Mike called The Sports Shakedown. And then we have that kind of mysterious one, the one that has conspiracies, Monkey Wrench in the System with Bill Sevier and special guests like that. So explore, expand, and have fun. This is Trip Detmering along with Steve Hoffman in Conversations with the Hoff.
pull up a chair, leaning close. Got a question in a black coffee globe. From campus quads to the Capitol steps, we're talking who we are, what comes next. Conversations with a Hoff, where the big ideas kick the shoes off. Liberty, tradition, side by side, argue, laugh, then let it ride. Conversations with a Hoff, turn it up and turn it over in your mind. Tax to the hill or left alone. How much power do we loan? Rights on paper, rights in hand. Where do we draw that line in the sand? Conversations with a Hoff, where the big ideas kick their shoes off. Liberty, tradition, side by side, argue, laugh, and let it ride. Conversations with the Hoff, turn it up and turn it over in your mind. Is it either or in between? Old school roots and a freedom dream. Pull that thread, see what you find. One more question, we're out of time. Conversations with the Hoff, where the big ideas kick the shoes off. Liberty, tradition, side by side, argue, laugh, then let it ride. Conversations with the Hoff, hit subscribe and take a little time to think it through.